welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Chris Doerr of men's tennis. And, Coach, before we talk about the weekend matches up in Michigan, don't want to fail to mention last week Connor Glennon was named the American Conference Player of the Week, and always nice. I know you're playing for wins and losses, but nice to get that individual honor.
Yeah, I mean, Connor's done a good job. You know, he's the only senior on our team. He's our captain, and he's stepped up a huge amount this year. You know, we've shown all our other guys exactly what needs to be done, and to see him get honoured that, I'm sure it's not the first time or the last time he'll get honoured this season. So
he was coming off a really nice performance over South Carolina.
Exactly, yeah. Had a good win against a guy who made this, I think he made the Elite Eight, maybe even the Final Four last year of the individual event. So, and he really took it to him, and you know, it was tough conditions definitely when we played South Carolina. So for him to step up like that was fantastic.
Talking about tough conditions, you guys went up to Michigan over the weekend, and we talk about it being cold in Memphis. We're really not used to it. Obviously, we're not super prepared once snow and ice comes up, but minus 25 degrees. Thank goodness for indoor tennis.
Exactly. You know, being indoors, it was, you know, we've had a lot of snow here in Memphis, and to see it really be that cold, our guys hadn't seen it before. And, you know, but hey, we went up there, tough conditions. That's why we travel. That's why we go and play two Big Ten teams, and you know, we did well up there. Yeah.
You come away with a split, and it's good because it was a couple of ranked teams. You start off on Saturday, you get a 5-2 win over 60th ranked Michigan State. Tell us about how that day went.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a tough match. Michigan State, you know, we played them 2 years ago. They always have a great team, and you know, playing in front of, you know, around 500 people that they had in East Lansing was it was a great experience. You know, we lost a doubles point, but then our guys showed great fight. Really proud of the way they came through. You know, it got loud right at the end, and our guys stepped up and performed big. So great job. I'm really proud of them.
You always like to go on the road, really, and play in front of big crowds. Everyone talks about how tough it is to play on the road because the crowd is against you. But I would think, as a coach and someone who's played tennis, you'd rather have that hostile environment rather than go on the road and no one's there and you've got to kind of create the environment.
Exactly, you know, and that's what you expect when you go to these big schools. You know, you expect big crowds. I think it's a great experience for our guys just to see what it's like. They, you know, the freshmen have never played in front of a couple of hundred people, let alone 500 of them screaming green or blue or whatever it is. So I just think it's amazing when that happens. You know, it shows us how much we appreciate when our fans come out at home, and what a difference it really makes for the team and then performing. And you know, like I said, we're such a young team. To get that experience is unreal for them. So really proud of them.
Second part of that road trip, a loss at 46th ranked Michigan, 6-1. It's always tough that second time you play on a road trip.
Yeah, I mean, going into Ann Arbor, I think that you know, that was a tough match. They really came out of us. They were fighting hard, and just sadly wasn't our day, I guess. And that happens. That's part of sport. We're going to learn from it. We're going to get tougher from it. And I know our guys are so fired up for this coming weekend to really open our conference schedule. So it's going to be a great turnaround, and you know, we're still expecting big things from them, that's for sure.
I know it's still early in the spring portion of the season. How do you like the team so far? Are they progressing how you want to?
Team's doing great. You know, we work so hard. You know, when you have sort of 6 sort of new guys, or 5 new guys, and you know, 2 returners, we're so young. But to see them work hard and just really buying into what me and Coach Goebel are really bringing to the table has been amazing. The team get on so well, and that's one thing I think that we're so just happy about, just to see that when we go on trips, no one's arguing, no one's fighting, they can room with whoever, and a lot of teams have really struggled with that, and we're lucky not to have that problem. So,
well, you go up north to play some Big Ten teams. You're going to see some teams in the conference this weekend coming to Memphis. Friday you'll play Temple at noon. Sunday you'll get Tulane at 1 o'clock. Those matches will be over the Racket Club.
Exactly, yeah. To open conference play with those 2 teams is going to be exactly what we want. You know, give the Memphis fans something to come out and cheer for, and you know, it's going to be indoors. We kind of wanted it to be outdoors originally, but you know, we're lucky enough to have both. So going to see them playing those matches will be great to see where we are conference-wise. You know, we still have high hopes of what we can achieve in the conference. You know, we're still a top 25 team, so we're excited to go out there and really show our fans what these new guys can do.
How good's the American going to be this year, do you think?
Looking tougher than it's ever been, to be honest with you. Tulane coming in are a great side, Tulsa coming in, great side. I think everyone has a great tennis program in the American, and you know, when you compare it to some of these other conferences, we're right up there, and that's what we're all about. You know, playing at the highest level, and we know that any win inside our conference play is something to be proud of, and something that's been, you know, hard work has gone in to get it.
All right, well, Coach, as always, we appreciate it. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Get out to the Racket Club. Again, that's Temple on Friday and Tulane on Sunday at the Racket Club of Memphis. I'm Jeff Brightwell. This is Chris Doerr with Men's Tennis on the Memphis Tiger Network.